Maybe the sparkles on the water are supposed to seem magical, and maybe magic is supposed to feel real. Supposed to be so ingrained in the fabric of our lives that it's a regular occurrence. It's just the way it is. Maybe our fall from grace was never needed for us to embrace and accept beauty as beauty. But maybe the contrast reminds us of who we are. And maybe the fact that birds can fly is a sign that one day we will too. But these grounded bodies we find ourselves in speak of a purpose in our humanity. Maybe worship has nothing to do with a surrender to something greater to us, but a recognition that we are part of it. Maybe worship is supposed to be our natural state. But here we are, looking at the ripples in the water as if the slow and steady rhythm they emit isn't a part of the landscape of our soul. Isn't a part of the natural way that every day we are called into, if we only have the courage to let go. But maybe choosing to fall into the flow of life feels like falling into oblivion, because maybe to part of us that is exactly what is happening. The part of us that wants to capture the beauty instead of dwell within a natural appreciation of it. The part of us that is in cahoots with control and force and fear. And funnily enough, the part of us that tells us we're unworthy of the good because this part of us exists at all. But the flow of true life is grace inherent, and looks upon our fearful side with love and acceptance and compassion. Lets it be. Lets it run free. But don't get me wrong. When it comes to immorality, she can be quite the harsh mirror. And when we need it, grace offers perpetual forgiveness along the sometimes gut-wrenching path of atonement. The more we surrender to her ways, the more deeply we are called to witness both the beauty and the pain of our own humanity. She'll help us to reclaim the parts of ourselves we might not otherwise have the strength or wisdom to acknowledge, understand, and accept. Her expertise is in the cleansing of bloodlines, the breaking of generational curses, the releasing of trauma we've inherited through the deeds of the lifetimes of the loss that came before us. She will do most of the heavy lifting. But she never said this path would be an easy one. She said that it's like a camel passing through the eye of a needle. A belief in a miracle. A narrow door that only few will have the courage to enter. Where our faith in our need for the saving grace of the divine meets our willingness to face our own humanity, to meet ourselves where we are broken, and through our feelings of shame and disgrace that we have cast upon ourselves, surrender to and agree with the voice of grace as she speaks to us, saying, "You are still worthy." Each step on this path creates a human yet holy ripple throughout the waters of our collective soul that extends throughout our lives, throughout our bloodlines, until it comes to unite with the soft sandy shores of atonement and wisdom that are our birthright. A place where we know what it feels like to have shed our shame and judgment and accept all of who we are in our humanity. A beautiful place called home.